Good morning. Welcome to Adu and the Guru, another edition of the show. It's another Monday. Time for us to talk about the top stories making the rounds in the papers, give you an analytic perspective to it, and help you to make sense of it all. Well, that's all we do here on Adu and the Guru. Another Monday, the 24th of October, and you are welcome. Well, without further ado, let's get on with it. Big thank you to Zilus for that insertion there. Anyway, let me introduce to some and present to others. Veteran journalist and editor at newsguru.com, and also one who is a man with a vast array of strong historical perspectives. He's been doing this for well over 40 years, and he's a veteran journalist, and he has many contributions, articles, publications, interviews, analysis, etc., on different platforms across the world. He's also the convener of Godwin the Guru, the website, and of course the YouTube channel that brings you fettered facts about different things happening in the world around you. So, without further ado, let me present to some and introduce to others the man we call the Chair Buru of journalism and broadcasting, Mr. Godwin Etakibwebu, also known as the Guru. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Adu. And how are you?
I'm very fine, thank you, sir.
Tell me a little, not more than 2 seconds, about your weekend.
Oh, my weekend was great.
What did you do with yourself? True confession.
Sure. I wasn't by myself. That's the true confession.
Okay, you were by where? Or by who?
I was by...
Meaning, this last weekend, Adu was more in the other room. And it's good to hear that. When our president remember the potentiality and the efficacy of the other room.
Absolutely.
He made the true confession before the Chancellor of Germany the other day. All right. You are welcome, Adu and the Guru. You are welcome to this segment. Today is, I must call it, but I hate calling it. Today is 24th day of the month of October. It reminds me that in a few minutes more, the year 2022 will be off. And we'll be jumping into the year 2023. What does that tell us? It tells us that the number of our years we are spending here would have been -1 at the time that we are saying Happy New Year for 2023. It means we will be moving a year nearer to the grave. It means we'll be reminded of many things we should have done, but we did not do because we became victim of tomorrow, which is procrastination, which is always we stand as not a decor to the royalty of a king. So maybe what we should do therefore is that because the days are moving fast, and yesterday will never come back here again, and today is almost gone now, we should concentrate knowing how fully to use our time well.
Yes,
so,
sir.
Adu, you are welcome. All right. If you are listening to us, first of all, today we don't have any menu, so there are no items. But we have more than menu to talk about. And today I have my guest, as I said earlier, including my last night broadcast, I have my guest in the studio with me, which is a great thing. Okay, I will announce his name and announce everything about him as we progress to his time. Because the Bible says for everything there is an appointed time. His time shall come. I will announce it. But he's already seated in the studio. And please permit me to announce equally that he came here about 3 minutes to 9, which tells you the promptness, which is a cherished value of any public officer. He arrived here. By the time, I will repeat this, by the time I'll be talking about him and introducing him. What do we have today? We have a lot of things to talk about. We have a lot of things to talk about. Even as I open the papers, we are not the paper review. part of what I prepared to talk about, one of them from the Punch newspaper is telling me directly here. Please listen to this, listeners. Federal government subsidy spending to hit 11 trillion in 2023. That number, as they will speak, is some part of the country, which is my other part of the country. They really want to kill Nigerians. 3 bullet points are here. I'm not reviewing paper, but this has to do with what I intended speaking about, because I intended speaking about 3 issues. One is the manifesto of the political party. APC presented his own. Atiku presented his own. Labour Party, which is the other. We'll be saying that it's going to be a 3-horse race in 2023 general elections, but now it's manifested to become, it's reducing itself to 3-horse race, because the NNPP, Rabi Kwankwaso, His Excellency Senator Rabi Kwankwaso, former governor of Kano State, is not being as aggressive as it's supposed to be. So, meaning, let's still consider. But they've all given their manifestos. So, what is new for Nigerians? I intended talking about that. I heard a highly placed in Nigeria television, this just last week, talking about the pipe that has a capacity of pumping 250,000 barrels per day. Meaning, if that was the pipe used for that vessel that was arrested in Equatorial Guinea, meaning it took 12 days to fill the vessel with 3 million barrels of crude oil. The guy was talking about, and this is a man that's big enough in this country. When he speaks, every person must listen. He was now using the language. See how what they use is stealing our fuel. What that pipe, the purpose that pipe is serving, is it fuel or crude? Like I keep saying, they use this language anyhow, believing they can enmesh or disfigurate or deregulate the minds of Nigeria so that they will not be able to think as deeply with facts as they're supposed to be. But here we are now told that federal government subsidy spending to hit 11 trillion in 2023. I wouldn't know whether the 2023 being talked about here will be on the 29th of May 2023, when this government will be handing over, or shall be December 31st, 2023, when the budget being drawn up now will be taking a turn to expiring. 11 trillion. Where? Out of this, 38 million liters of fuel is being shipped out by NNPC to smugglers to take outside Nigeria through the Nigeria Customs Services. NNPC ship every day 38 million liters of fuel, PMS, to their collaborators, partners. But the real name of these partners are smugglers, to take it outside Nigeria. NNPC. And they use the instrumentality of the gatekeeper, the Nigeria Customs Services. And we are now paying 11 trillion. No wonder. If 11 trillion is taken away from is it 90 trillion of the budget? Are we not done?
I think this 11 trillion is even just is a cumulative plus the 6 trillion this year.
Yes, they said before by next year now it will hit, total will hit, because it's supposed to be 6.3 or so trillion. The 2 bullet points is government has spent 6.88 trillion on payment subsidy so far. See? So far, 6.88 trillion naira on the fuel that the NNPC is giving now to smugglers. We are paying for this.
Hey.
And somebody will tell me that this government had killed corruption, because if the government did not, corruption would have killed Nigeria. Bullet point number 2 says regime to spend 1.3 trillion on rehabilitation, maintenance of refineries. What is the meaning of rehabilitation? Is it turn? Is it turn around maintenance or what? Just towards the ending of last year, we were all here crying Ashanti, don't take the money. It is takeawaysism. It's property of takeawaysism. Don't go to the dictionary to go and look for the meaning of takeawaysism. It is my own
Coinage.
They took $1.5
billion
from somewhere, Italy. And they told us that Timothy Silva now told us later that everything will be running next year. And he did not put time. So after 29th of May, when they would have gone, then Nigeria will ask, can't we get our fuel from Port Harcourt or where? It was later, just about 2 months ago, that we now knew that apart from that $1.5 billion, another how many million dollars again have been taken from somewhere to turn around maintenance of others. These people must kill Nigeria. If they kill Nigeria before they go, those who will succeed them, let me assert that the PDP, the APC will succeed the APC. Let me assert that Alhaji Ahmed Bola Tinubu will succeed Buhari. If this regime now killed Nigeria, so who will Bola Tinubu rule over, or which country will he rule over? Because what shall be passed to him will be carcass. Then he will say, this is the country. Then somebody will tell you that it was the country. That's part of what I wanted to discuss, but I think I stop it like that. And of course, I have decided to discuss other issues like how the Ministry of Agriculture used 18.9 billion to clear bush. We are talking the present Ministry of Agriculture under this government to use 18.9 billion to clear bush. We want equally to talk that the federal government, through the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, under the Minister Sadiya Umar Farouk, maybe with time, some people will be referring to this ministry as Ministry of Disaster. Not
disaster management.
Not humanitarian affairs, disaster management and social development. No. I mean, very soon some people will give it the what is looking like the appropriate name now. Ministry of Disaster. How the Ministry of Ministry of Disaster, is it disaster management? I cannot read anymore. You read it for me. Ministry of what?
Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management.
Okay. Spent 5.9 billion naira to train 177 Nigerian youths how to repair phone, not how to manufacture home. Meaning, the ministry spent 33,333,333 naira point 33 kobo to train each Nigeria of the 174 to repair phones, not to manufacture phones, to repair phones. I told you the other day, go and sign in for it. If you brought me 33,000 as your father, would I clap for you?
You clap for me.
So what were you doing here? What is your business here now? Instead of you to tell me that you've gone to Chigba, you've registered, and they've given you 33 million to teach you how to repair phone for 2 weeks. Repair phone. We need also to talk about, there are too many things. Let me stop it there, because I want to give special attention to my guest today. Then the final one. The Supreme Court had eventually decided the Delta State tussle of who will represent the PDP last week, Friday. The judgment came out. David Edevie is gone. He's been thrown out. Sheriff, the incumbent speaker of the State House of Assembly, is now be fortified. He won the elections, the primaries. He won it. But David Edevie, for the information of those who are not from Delta State, David Edevie was Commissioner for Finance under James Onalefe Ibori. James Omovudu Onalefe Ibori. The Odidigbo of the universe. A quick of his zone. And the issue became not really the two contestants, not David Edevie or Sheriff Oborewori, but the two gladiators, I call them predators, behind them. Senator Ifeanyi Okowa, the governor of Delta State, is behind the speaker. He says the speaker must succeed him. James Onalefe Ibori with his group is behind David Edevie, because when James Onalefe Ibori left, he moved David Edevie from Asaba. He took him to the presidency under the President Yar'Adua. Before President Yar'Adua, there would always be chief of staff. And after President Yar'Adua, there is chief of staff, or they came to be chief of staff. But during the time of President Yar'Adua, the office of chief of staff to the president was abrogated. The last person that held it before there was the Major General Mohammed from Ilorin or from Kwara. But it was Onalefe Omovudu Ibori James, His Excellency, that now created by his influence, the creation he made, not this large chief of staff office, then brought principal secretary to the president. And he made sure he planted his stooge, that is David Edevie there. Even this Omar Agege, who is contesting governorship of Delta State under APC right now, he took him also there and he planted him somewhere in the office. But unfortunately, so all the files that are met for approval leaves the office of principal secretary to the president straight away to the president, like the chief of staff does now. Now, these are the interests. Then Okowa, the governor, believes that unless what is his name? Sheriff Oborewori succeeds him, this might not work too well. Because like the PDP political party, they have an arrangement in Delta State. If this tenor goes to the North Central, the senatorial district, central senatorial district, the other one will go to the other one, then the other one will go to the third one. This is how they be rotated. It's a very good arrangement within the PDP. So, and therefore, Okowa has no other choice but to pick somebody from the central senatorial district. And the central senatorial district is the only district that made up of only one tribe, the Urobo. So whichever way, either it's PDP that is winning or APC, is going to be an Urobo man for this tenure. But when it came to that point, Okowa shows and people made allegations. It's because
he chose a non-Urobo man?
No. The Sheriff Oborewori, the name Sheriff, forget about his proper Urobo Pikin.
Okay.
Now our son from Mokwe. from Mokwe in Delta State. But they started shouting, oh, he's choosing him. No wonder every money that Okowa wants to borrow within a trick of an eye, the speaker would have lobbied his friends and his colleagues, and they will sign it. You need to know the power that the governors of today have. I have visited the governor once. Listen to what I want to say now. In the north, the speaker of that state house of assembly was waiting for the governor when I came in. And I walked past him after greeting him, and I went in, and so when I sat with my friend, the governor, the first thing I reminded is, your speaker is there waiting. No, he just told me, forget about it. If you like, let him sleep there. And we were not talking. It was becoming 2 a.m. We were very assessed with the talk. Others join us anyway, but not the speaker. So I now reminded him, what about the speaker? He said, God, how many times would I tell you? If he's tired of waiting, let it go. But I can show you, he will not go. He will be waiting there. This is how the governors, all the governors in Nigeria, they are speakers. They purchase them well enough, 30 of them for 1 kobo, and put them in their pocket. So not only Oborewori, that Okowa is with that. Go around. Some of them, the chief judge of the state. The governors are the real organization of not black axle, but black demons. I don't know any demon that is white. Black demons we have in this country. That is why when we talk of failures of government, we attribute everything to the federal. It is what the president does. It's what the governors do in their state. So Oborewori was sponsored by Okowa. Ibori sponsored David Edewia. Is it for continuation of what Edewia stood for him on his behalf in the past? Most of them are now within the public domain. I don't know. And there is a union, you call UPU, Urobo Progress Union. Urobo Progress Union is what do you call
social-cultural
organization, umbrella. Is the second longest social-cultural organization in the whole of Africa, next to ANE. Next, it has celebrated 90 years very soon too, and it survived the first coup of 1966 by intervention of the late General David Ejo, who later became Chief of Staff for the Nigerian Army, who intervened that because every other social cultural were placed under ban, were prescribed. The if Omo Odua Afenifere was not in existence then. The one that Tawo brought in, even the Hausa own Arewa Consulting, all of them. But David Ejo was able to argue and secure conviction of the Supreme Ministry Council then that this had nothing to do with politics, never involved itself in politics. Because when they measure this, it will tell them the political role they played. So that is why UPU survived. So UPU in the whole of Africa today, the second longest serving social-cultural organization. And the leadership of UPU now,
going to endorse someone.
Well, even the chairman or the President General, call it President General UPU worldwide, Moses Tiger, then went, called his UPU executive, and this is a very, very controversial executive because their matter is still pending in court of law, the legitimacies. And most of the kings conspired and installed Tiger. And when I saw this thing, what did I do? I want to redeem this thing. So I wrote to UPU. The guru wrote to UPU. Please come and defend what you are doing now on air. Because you now endorsed one person, that is David Edewia, or because of through the channel which he reached to. Yes. If he only made the Okowa, he did not make him alone. He make it with the government, Tumpolo. That is why they knock Emmanuel Uduaga out. Did somebody not make Ibori? So you shouldn't have been doing this. The public relation man, so to say, Honorable Abel Oshevire, I sent the letter to Abel Oshevire. I sent it to the president of, and I gave them time to come here and argue their matter because this is not normal. You are the father or mother of the whole of Robo people. Then suddenly you endorse one, David Edewia, and others are contesting against him, even in PDP. Then what happened to a person like Ovio Magigi, Honorable, the deputy senate president, who is coming under APC? Many are coming under different. Why don't you wait? If it is kangaroo, you panel, you but wait. then you endorse this one. Moses Tiger now says that you should tell me not to play the matter up again. Let it just die like that. Sin that he don't go die you. He go hurt you. Today, now they fell apart until they got to Supreme Court. I don't know those who will go to court and come back and start friendship afresh. I don't know. I don't know that. Today, the robo land is tomorrow. But whatever happened, if PDP in Delta State could not be unified by the unifier, Atiku Abubakar, then Omar Agege will pick it in platter of gold. But whatever happened is also Urobo. So in the next few weeks, I will be discussing this matter at a higher altitude. So having said that, I close the chapter of those discussions. It is for this reason, ladies and gentlemen, that today there is no menu. So now we go straight to the issue at hand. I have with me here Commander Olusegun Ogungbemide. Is that the pronunciation?
You are very right, sir.
Am I?
Olusegun Ogungbemide.
Olusegun Ogungbemide. That's very, very deep, sir. Ogungbemide sound deep into the heart of Yoruba land. Commander Olusegun Ogungbemide is from Owo. He did not travel from Owo. He's an Owo indigen. So, and I know the befitting language for that community. He is the Lagos Sector Commander of the Federal Road Safety Corp. Am I right?
Yeah, Federal Road Safety Corp.
Yes. And from other schools, he picked his sociology BSc from University of Ibadan. But why did you pass? You were coming from Owo. Why did you pass Ife to Ibadan for your university? Because Ife is nearer to Owo.
I love Premier University.
Oh, okay. The word Premier. What about the word great?
UI is the greatest.
Great Ife.
UI is the greatest.
Okay. So he's my guest this morning. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Can you say hello to the people?
Good morning, Nigerians. Hope you are all doing fine.
That's good. And let me tell you this, beyond Nigeria, we have been listening to all over the world as we talk now, because we have followers, millions and millions all over the globe. So sometimes when our phone starts ringing, in spite of the differences of time, we receive calls from America, we receive from China, and we receive from all over the world. So they are listening to you. Again, thank you for being here very, very promptly. Before I started, I said that my guest today arrived here 3 minutes to 9. When I in fact requested that, 10 minutes or 5 minutes before the time, 9:30, you can come. So I want to give you credit for that.
Thank you very much, sir.
And you're looking supremely very sharp.
Thank you.
All right. We decided to organize this forum because of maladies that are involving road transportation management in Nigeria, but peculiarly Lagos. But from day one, I had said it that of all the maladies, there's no way one could compare the Federal Road Safety Corp to any other groups. And please, let me just put it before you. Last man is in Lagos controlling Lagos roads. Last man, Lagos State Traffic Management Agency. Then you have this VIO, which has state creation, which is not the federal government property. That are on roads, and the Lagos, it is hellish. The hell we talk about here is not necessarily only the creation of the motorists and every other person flying. When I say motorists, I'm not talking of the commercial vehicle alone, because sometimes you see what some private car owners, people that are well dressed, people that speak Queen's English, you need to know the calamity they cause on the road. Sometimes some daffodil driver will park and look at that and say, God, thank God, do not make my life like this. That is looking at the so-called decent man. Then you have the Lagos Task Force, which is a creation of the domicile, the Ministry of Environment and Water Resources, Lagos State, but operates directly under the governor, answerable to the governor through the office of the deputy governor. I've spoken about the VIO, that is Vehicle Inspection Services, Directorate of Vehicle Inspection Services. Dr. Engineer Fashola is there, that reports to the ministry, Lagos State Ministry of Transport, how it is supposed to be. Then that's for your own, of course. Then there is the fifth one, which I lamented here how to read it because their secretariat is not registered. I call them Agbiru. Because Lagos Roads Management had now been ceded to Agbiru. So when I talked, somebody called it to advise me that why don't I move my letter of invitation to the governor? The governor will know the office because it's like the governor ceded management of Lagos Roads for them. But here you are, sir. You are welcome once again.
Thank you very much, sir.
Tell me something about your operations that others may not know.
Yes, thank you very much. Federal Road Safety Corp, like you are aware, is the creation of the Establishment Act 2007 of the Federal, that's the House of Assembly, and it came to existence in February 18, 1988. I was during the regime of General Ibrahim Babangida as an intervention to the rage of the moment then when we were having crises all over the places. Nigeria then was rated as number 5 country in the whole world with the highest rate of road traffic crashes. And there was need for immediate intervention. And that was what brought about the establishment of Federal Road Safety Corp.
Okay.
And we were guided by a vision that's to create a safe motoring environment to eradicate road traffic crashes and create a safe motoring environment on Nigerian roads. Quite ambitious vision. And that's what we've been telling since 1988.
Okay.
We've actually progressed from traditional means of...
No, we'll come to that.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much for introducing us to that. Now, is it possible you speak a little about the qualification needed before one can be recruited into the Federal Road Safety course?
Yes.
Is it all commerce game?
There's no way to have been all commerce game because... when we came to be under the flagship of Professor Olusegun Ogungbemide, who happened to be the chairman, the first chairman of Federal Road Safety Corp, the first set of officers that were co-opted into the runnings of the affairs then were coppers that were still serving.
Okay.
That's they were the operational arm of the establishment then.
Okay.
That's having brought about the managerial team that were already graduates.
Okay.
Those are the people that really held the anchor of the various regions that were running the system then.
Okay.
But you also agree with me that we have the lower cadres too that were recruited as drivers and the junior staff, the one we call marshals now. Those ones are school SATs, NCEs, and the ONDs, while we have the HNDs and degree holders being the officers cadres.
Okay. Thank you very much. Now, is there any risk attached to your operations, considering the fact that in a notorious country where either genuine or what is being attacked on daily basis, considering the fact again that you are not permitted to carry arms? Are you at risk in performances of your work sometimes?
Just like every other job, there's no job without its own hazard, and we have our own share of the various hazards that is being perpetrated all over the places. Because I could recall that the first casualty of FRSC was recorded in, I think that should be 1989 or 90, if I'm not mistaken, when one of our officers were gunned down in the course of their operational activities in Ogun State. In Ogun State then. I was in Ogun State. That was when we had the first casualty. They were on patrol, and I think there was a robbery operation that was going on. And
they just became,
they felt
a victim of circumstances.
Maybe they just felt threatened, and they felt the first thing to do was to just demobilize the Federal Road Safety Corp team who happen to be within the vicinity. And outside that, even in the course of daily affairs on the roads, you see a series of threats from the road users who have threatened that they will run down our men, and they will actually carry out the threats. Many have been killed and many maimed till yesterday.
Okay. Now, given the standard of the man who started it all, Professor Olusegun Ogungbemide, because I have it on historical history authority that as you are approaching Ife from Ibadan, you pass the university to your left, there's that sharp corner that 3-4 accidents could be recorded a day. That started his mind. That concentrated his mind on this thing. The rudiment of originality or the rudiment of beginning. Can you say with all authorities that it is strictly being adhered to, or there are some delicate deviance away from those rudiments?
Oh, well, the rudiments, it was quite in line with the vision, which I said earlier, to eradicate road traffic crashes and create a safe motoring environment. And I was almost telling you the evolution that has taken place over the years, where we had a traditional approach. Our men were stationed on the roads, running after vehicles that are committing one infraction or the other, making sure there was a prompt rescue of accident. We were almost becoming undertakers then, because virtually on every part of Nigerian roads, you see all these crashes occurring. FRSC operatives were on standby. So one thing that we achieved at that moment was that there were no disrespect to the dead. Because at the point of the crash, you see somebody available to actually evacuate or rescue those that are still alive. And that was how it all began. And because of the fear then that this FRSC would not tolerate any infraction on our road. So it sent some fear down our spines, and that was how we started. But along the line, so many things came to be.
Okay.
Technology came to be. Improvement in capacity of our operatives came to be, and it has actually assisted in enhancing the operational aspect of our job.
Okay. The beauty of this job, or the beauty of your operations, I am not too sure as it were in the beginning is still there. And I will give you only one example. In the early years, you will see the road safety officers on the road. They have their equipment, which looks like a camera, to read the speed with which you are coming and to know everything around your movement, the speed of your movement. I remember the only one time that I was arrested, I was approaching Ilorin that day, and I knew I was on speed. I think I was cruising at either 180 or 200 kilometers per hour. I knew I was on speed.
Yes.
And by the time I was stopped, I was shown from the equipment the speed with which I appeared before them. And of course, I was supposed to be apprehended. Except that I reminded them that we have much in this thing for it to come to be. Then I was released. Those equipments, do you still have them today?
Yes, that's what we call the radar guns. They are still very much intact, but they are very much intact.
No, sir, repeat that.
I said
look at the camera and repeat that.
I said they are very much intact.
Intact.
Yes, I'm saying
it. Still operational on the highway.
I'm saying it. You allow me to conclude.
Okay,
now.
Go on.
I said they are very much intact.
Yes.
It's like asking if vehicles are still plying the road, but they are plying the road.
Yes.
So you allow me to learn. When I say they are very much intact, if you want to see the radar gun today, I will still show you the radar gun. But the radar gun that you were expecting has gone beyond. Our levels have gone beyond the radar gun of standing on the highway and pointing the radar gun at you to capture your speed.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of transformation.
Okay.
You know, I mentioned traditional means of operation there, which has actually changed over the years because of technology. You know, the time FRSC came to be, we are under military regime. Anything that is done is with full authority.
Yes.
You hardly see any challenge.
Yes.
Anybody coming to confront you on whatever you put up as let me say a means of directive. But things over the years, because of democracy, a lot of things have happened, and we have had a lot of rearrangement of our system. Because this time around, you can't do anything without being challenged by virtue of litigation or law, or somebody coming to say no, that you are infringing on the human rights of the citizen. Because the radar gun you were mentioning, we discovered then that the technology then was not accurate.
Okay.
people along the line have challenged that radar gun.
The usage of it.
Yes, that it was not capturing the number of the vehicle.
Okay.
So when I point the radar gun at you, it captures speed.
Okay.
But it could have captured. Yes, but it could have captured many other. Assuming you are more than 3 vehicles coming, it becomes a contention. Now, which particular vehicle this speed actually picked? So when you are at the mercy of the offender, it became 40, and if it's subject to litigation, you cannot defend it in the court of law. Okay. So
they are now suspended.
No, not suspended. I'm just trying to tell you that there's now an upgrade, an improvement in what we now have as radar gun.
Tell us
we have
improvement as it is now.
Yes, as it is now.
Either they were stored on the roads or you still hold them.
Yes.
Because Nigerians are driving on our roads on
daily basis.
Yes. Tell us.
Today, we have on daily basis where we arrest people for speed violation. One, we have them installed in our vehicles now.
Those vehicles
that's
normally
patrol
parked
vehicles.
by the roadside.
By the roadside. So that when you move, the radar gun picks. That's the speed regulator now. The speed meter picks the speed of that vehicle.
Okay.
At the same time, we have the number plate also captured.
Okay.
So there's no room for contention on the issue because it's very accurate.
Okay.
And we also have along our major highways the speed speed capturing device that are stationed along virtually all the highways.
Okay, no,
because I know there are few major highways that when you pass through, when your vehicle passes, the speed, you will see the speed at which your vehicle is actually going.
Okay.
But the only difference is that it has not really been synchronized with our own portal.
Okay.
But when we have our main station along that route, when your vehicle passes that installation, it confirms the speed at which you are going.
Electronically operated?
Yes.
Okay. How do you operate them in a situation where sometimes months there's no electricity in Nigeria?
Well, when you say
you generate electricity from your office,
when you say electronically operated, I don't know the operational system. But one thing that is certain is that they are functioning 24 hours.
Okay.
Wherever
is it
they have it.
Creation of the Federal Road Safety Corp or creation of another segment of government that put them there?
Well, there's been a kind of synergy. FRSC operates with so many consultants.
Okay.
And
we are talking of the speed, not go now, but let's say the speed capturing equipment that we are relying upon now. Is it a creation exclusively of FRSC?
There is a synergy between FRSC and some other agencies. Okay. We have collaboration. FRSC is we collaborate with private agencies in order, because definitely there's no single agency that can have it alone.
I know.
So that's the way we operate. So when we know you have the technology and it's introduced to the system, they will try it. They will place it under research. If it's tenable, it's allowed to work.
All right, sir. Still talking on this. How sure are you about the operational efficacy of this new one that has taken over speed gun on the road? Since it is a synergy, and since the source of operation of this thing is most likely to attach to electricity, how sure therefore are you that they are functioning?
I'm not saying the speed gun is no more in use. I only say it's been upgraded.
Okay.
And I'm also telling you that in addition to that, we have those that are stationed on the highway in some major parts of Nigerian roads.
Okay.
The one that I know we are directly having authority over is the speed gun and the one that is installed in the vehicle. Okay. That one at least is attached to the battery of the vehicle, and the one that is handy is also self-battery powered. Yes, those are the ones I can authoritatively tell you that these ones are
Let me know.
what we operate with.
About speed, sir. The road safety started a speed limiter drive to install through, of course, consultants, install certain devices in the car that will not allow you to
go beyond the particular speed.
So rather than being on the catching side of the law, you decided to be on the preventive side of the law. How far would you say that has succeeded since it started in 2016?
If there's any major achievement we have made in the recent time, I think that particular concept you mentioned have really assisted in reducing road traffic crashes. Even if we do a full lineage, route lining, you agree with me that all FRSC men cannot occupy the road network that we have in Nigeria today. And that's why we actually came up with this, that rather than running after all these vehicles on the road, and we play the deceiving posture, thinking that when we station at a particular spot, our presence will still lead the person to his destination. It doesn't work like that. The moment they pass through your vehicle, the next thing they go ahead and pick up, and they can go to whatever extent they want to go. So that was what prompted the introduction of speed limit device.
Okay.
Now I have said this severally, with due respect to the particular religion, that speed limit device is like having the Holy Spirit inside you. That, if the Lord Jesus is not there, he said, well, hell, I'm gone. The speed limits, the Holy Spirit will be with you.
Yes.
So it's like when the FRSC operatives are not at the particular spots, and you are leaving them behind at that spot, as you are leaving, they have their spirit still going with you.
Yes, which is that,
because which is the device. The essence of the device is you have a particular speed you are expected to go. As a commercial driver, as a private driver, as a truck, as a tanker, depending on the status of the road you're operating. On the express, you are not expected to go more than 100 kilometers per hour as a private saloon rider. So, does
that also apply to the commercial rider?
No. Commercial is 90 on the express. And 80 on the highway. Yes, there's difference. For private, it's 100 on the express, 90 for commercial. And the speed limit device is calibrated to that regulation. So that when you want to go beyond the 100 kilometers per hour for private, it drops you back. So you can't go beyond it. We have the understanding that any crash that will occur under 100 kilometers per hour on the highway, you can control. Even when it leads to a crash, lives will still be saved. And that was what brought about that regulations that we had. Then we have the reason why we decided to say, let us pick on commercial first. FRSC has come over the years to understand that when you want to implement your regulations, you need to be discriminatory for you to have a better grip. So if you throw it open and say all vehicles, do we have the capacity to manage all?
Obviously no.
Do we have the resources for whatever the agencies to manage? When that's okay, let's prioritize this.
With commercial.
We pick with commercial. Why did we pick with commercial? The commuters are not related to the drivers. We hold them the responsibility to protect them. The private owner, if you are driving, one, you think about yourself. If you are alone,
of course.
And secondly, if you have an occupant in that your vehicle, the probability that the occupant is your wife, your children, or your relatives are there. So the face of your wife, the face of your children are the speed limit device. When you're going on 140 and you see your child in that vehicle, your wife, it sends a signal to you that you want to kill these people. But what is the motivation of the driver that is driving the commuter? Let me rush down, discharge them, and return. So that's what motivates him. And that's why we have to stand in the gap for them. And that's what prompted us to say, we are picking on commercial first. And it's been on for so many years now. How
successful did it go?
Till yesterday, is ongoing. The enforcement is still ongoing. Even till tomorrow, we have not relaxed on that.
On that, I do thank you for that question. Let me put a question before you. When Nigeria was safe, there was no problem. Mostly when Nigeria roads were good, I remember I would drive from here to Maiduguri, to Yola. Sometimes I cross over. After Potiskum, I spend the night at the Lakeside Hotel. Then I enter. No problem. At any hour of the day. Now, in a situation that terrorism and banditry are taking over Nigeria, how safe, therefore, is that equipment that sometimes a vehicle runs and sees that look at bandits or something, or he would need to increase his speed to bypass them. I tell you a short story without mentioning the people. Just last week, a very highly placed Nigerian told me a story. He was going to Kenya. He decided to drive. And with his friend. And as they were approaching, they saw something that looked like a police vehicle parked. Not properly parked, because for those who know police operation, there is a way police vehicle that are carrying out operation on the express road, there is a way they parked. So it was the friend who told us, look, those are kidnappers, or those are bandits, or those are bandits, those are bandits. By the time my boy who looked forward saw, he knew, and he looked through his rear view mirror. Then he saw the bandits now from the bush enter the road with their AK-47. So to stop would be dangerous. To go back would be dangerous. So he decided. And there were 2 drums. And of course, he was driving one of these latest, very solid cars. He decided to increase speed. And of course, brushed those 2 drums, boom, and jumped over them, and was on total speed. In fact, he moved to 220 kilometers per hour. Let us stop the story there. This is exactly what happened just last week.
Yes.
My boy came to tell me this. In a situation of a vehicle fitted with this device,
yes,
even if you want to increase your speed now to escape from banditry, you will be able. How good would it be as a device at that time?
Is it not a game of chance? Can you compare the speed of a bullet with whatever speed you intend to run?
No.
You've given me the scenario of the man that escaped. What of the scenario of the man that was not lucky? That while he was trying to increase speed and the bullet came and the head got shattered behind the steering? Hey. What of the man that was going on that 220 and he lost control? And the next thing, he still got killed because he crashed? Because the man that could not control his vehicle under 120, now going on 240. So it's a game of chance that should not be celebrated. Okay. So I would rather say, when you at times you find yourself in a situation where you know it is only God that can take charge here, not by virtue of the speed you want to get yourself engaged in, because we have seen when you say you are going on 120 and the man targets your head, your speed with the speed of a bullet is like the speed of light.
Okay, Mr. Ogungbemide, one more question, then I will open my line so that people can talk with you. Please, you don't mind.
Exactly.
With you. That question is the Federal Road Safety Corp had always been a decent. That is why for those of us who knew the beginning, and for those of us through the instrumentality of journalism, helped Wole Soyinka very, very well. Because I remember I devoted my time. It was the time of the what do you call it?
The press.
The press, only the press, the tabloid. Where you pick A from something to please. The decency remain there, but if you want, I can show you 2 scenarios in Lagos here, where your men are standing by the road, and if you want again, once you come off here, I will tell you enter my car so that you can arrive their place incognito. They standing on the road, checking traffic, checking vehicles, doing everything, which is not bad. And the downfall driver and some miscreant will be driving against traffic and bypassing them on the same lane, and they are waving to each other. Have they become last man or some people like that? Or are you going to tell me that scenario like that are not in existence in this Lagos?
Thank you very much, sir. The FRSC yesterday, today, and forever will continue to be an elite corps.
Yeah.
But you agree with me that over the years, the number has grown, and each and every one of us, we are just reflection of the society. And even when you talk of the past, it's not that we're not having the bad eggs. It could be that percentage-wise, we have very few insignificant that was not known to the members of the public. So I cannot come out here authoritatively and say, no, he's 100% perfect. Okay. I know among the disciples, there'll always be a Judas there. And we have a system that also monitors the affairs of our men in the field, and we leverage on feedback. What you are just giving me now is feedback, which I know I've worked on severally. Even while I'm on motion, even coming here, I do come across vehicle going against traffic, even with my flag and everything. And what we operate these days is what we call intelligence patrol, intelligence operation. You wait. I was discussing with one of the officers of Ministry of Works this morning, complaining about the upsurge in the rate at which Okadas are passing the express, coming from Mowe towards Lagos, going against traffic. The natural thing would be, is it impossible for FRSC to arrest these people? But when you look at the implication of such arrests, when you want to do a forceful arrest, you see a lot of crashes happening, and you see a lot of attacks. You'll say, you pushed him into another vehicle and they got killed. Nobody would know the cause. The same thing happened. It is an offense for you to see an offense being committed and you look the other way. But it's also reasonable for you to ask yourself at that moment, an enforcement at that moment, is it safer? Is it procedural? Are you at risk?
Okay, therefore,
no. Let me land. Or you are putting or you are putting the other road users at risk. It depends on the position, because I know on daily basis I have records of arrests that are being made for vehicles that are going against traffic.
Okay, thank you. Hold it there. In these particular areas that have become so notorious on daily basis, your boys or your officers, let me not use the word boys, your officers will be on these particular roads. As we are talking here now, I can assure you that they are already there operating. At least I can give you 4 routes on daily basis. Should we close our eyes to such thing, or because of the likely outcome of such arrest? On daily basis they are there, and these people are passing, they wave them, they smile, and yet they are checking traffic.
I'm not saying it depends on what the area, because you are mixing up so many things now. If it's about going against the traffic, I just mentioned it to you now. Arrests are being made. If you are mentioning a particular location now that you feel it has become a mess, and I'm being informed, it's my responsibility to intervene. Okay, which I'm going to do.
When we come off here,
just give me the details of all the places. One is an offense for you to be stationary. We encourage motorized patrol. Not that you go and station somewhere and you arrest him, even to the point that it becomes so irresponsible that people are even committing infraction in your front. It is not acceptable. So I know I will not deny the fact that there could be such.
Is it Owuroshoki? I will show you another road.
And when it comes to,
are there as we are talking here now.
When it comes to the issue of compromise, we have zero tolerance for it.
Okay.
And when they are caught, they know the implication. Okay. But when they don't have feedback, you are just giving me feedback now. Okay. That's what I'm going to operate with.
Okay.
You understand? I'm taking this one as a feedback. Yes. I'm already clapping for you. Because if you had not mentioned it, I wouldn't have known. If people don't give us feedback about the atrocities being committed in the community, we will not be able to intervene.
Ogungbemide, I have a lot of questions to ask, but let me limit here, because the only enemy we have in this program is time. By 3 minutes to 11 o'clock, we must log off to give others time to come in. Therefore, let me open the line. And please, if you have your Bible there.
Yes, very much.
All right, please, Adu, open the line. Let's start from the line.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. WhatsApp is 0809-234-5913. That's the WhatsApp number for the station. Use that to get to us. In the meantime, call us on the numbers 015150913. 015151913, and also 0809 234-5913, as well as the female number that Guru mentioned for female callers, 0809-191-3913. Please, it's imperative you turn off your radio when you call us so that we can hear what you're saying and we can take your calls appropriately. Hello? Hello?
Good morning, Adu.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, the Guru.
I salute
Akwan.
you.
Akwan, how are you?
Bambo Bridge with heavy traffic.
Okay, go ahead. Be fast.
Adu,
Yes, yes,
tell
sir.
the
We lost that.
Akwan,
Federal Road, my to say going on.
The line is breaking.
you said Sele Road, mile 2. What happened to Sele Road?
Akpan, you may have to call back.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning,
Please, your
sir.
name
What's
and
your
where
name?
you're calling from.
Guru, good morning.
sir.
Officer in the studio, good morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
My name is Comrade Suki. I'm calling from Lekki here.
Okay.
I want to ask, why is road safety officers, they don't arrest commercial vehicles, they don't ask them for driving license and what have you. So I'm an Uber driver. I've noticed that thing is very common among. In fact, sometimes I come down from my vehicle to go and challenge it. They arrest a lot of private vehicles, a lot. Why? I've come, even in Lekki here, road safety, they know me. In Ikoyi, they know me. Along Ajah, they know me. Along Festa, I will come down. When I see a private vehicle, I park in front of the arrested officer.
Okay, your question has been noted. The officer
is complete.
Thank you.
Why are you not arresting commercial vehicles?
Okay,
Why
thank
do
you. Thank you. The officer has noted it down. He will answer at the due time. Another caller, please.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is Mr. Patrick calling from Boost.
Okay,
All right.
Patrick, go ahead.
Yes, Oga Road Safety, we thank you.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
What we are complaining that some at night like this, you will see some of the motos moving with one light. You thinking that it's Okada. So what are you about those people? Because those people are causing a heavy accident. When you thought that it's a Okada coming, you don't know that it's a very, very big motor without light. Only one light like Okada. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Turn off your radio, please.
Please turn off your radio. We cannot accommodate you if you don't turn off your radio, please.
Good morning. Guru, good morning.
Morning,
Yes.
sir.
Good morning, Mr. Okay, yeah, for me, my name is Endurance. I'm calling from Surrey.
Okay, all right. Endurance, go ahead.
I want to know what the function of road safety is in checking vehicle documents, because most times I come across them in Ikoyi or Zumba Junction, the by law school. They stop vehicles to take their documents and in the process causing traffic. And also checking vehicles, are there any first time offenders, especially when it has to do maybe with brake lights and what have you, because what they are always invested in is as if they want to make money for the agency. So let the officers there please respond to this
Okay, thank you.
question. Thank you very much.
He will come to that.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Adu, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Well done for your job. Mr. Guru. Please, I have a complaint.
Be very, very fast and brief on it,
Road
please.
safety station at Songotedo. So, what they normally do is that they stand on the road actually, but there's a serious traffic at Majek and Awoyaya, where the road construction is going on. So, what I want the Oga to tell us what their men supposed to be doing there, because there's a serious traffic there, and you see people passing one way.
Is the serious traffic as a result of construction?
The road where they have turning, and they be going one way on that money, where other people that are good citizens of Nigeria, they will maintain.
Hello. It's
Stationing their.
please, when you call, maintain that 1 minute, please, and go straight away to the point because we don't have time. Please, for your own interest, for my interest, and for other callers that are waiting. Go ahead, Adu. Or you go to messages.
Yes, please. I'll go to our friends with the pen. This person says, good morning, Adu. I have a Class D driver's license and I drive a private plated power bike. That's a motorcycle. Only for an FRSC agent to tell me to go get a Class A driver's license, even when it is clearly printed on the back that the license D, the Class D, covers motorcycle and private clearly written on the front of the license.
Please take that down, sir.
Yes.
Tony says the current flood situation, Adu, in the country's disaster, and NEMA should be treated as should be treated as such. We understand the reason for the ostrichen played. They know that if they bring it in the front burner, the people will be keen on knowing the cause. We don't want to come back to this after now, so government should be proactive and
it's talking about the early discussion.
Yes.
Not all this. Go on.
This is saying Andrew from Olodia Papa says, okay, this is also about the earlier discussions. Let me just move on to the ones for the questions that are coming through. This person says, I'd like to ask your guest if he thinks physically manning the highways and enforcing regulations by FRSC is in conformance with international best practices, especially when the documents are complete and are signed by the same agency. Sometimes his men cause traffic, especially en route mainland from the island. That's just before the 7-Up U-turn, he says. They are always stationed there. They cause accidents sometimes because cars coming with top speeds have to apply brakes. I think if they must stay on the road, they should stay on clear paths, not sharp bends and highways. Adikwega says multiple agencies on our roads seemingly doing the same thing on our different platforms are the ones actually causing the confusion. Guru have been able to mention 5 or more different agencies in uniforms managing the road. Is this not intimidating? Is this how it's done in other countries where road users every day encounter different uniformed men virtually similarly doing the same thing? I think this is shocking road users. That is why we have traffic on our roads. 1 or 2 agencies are enough to handle the road.
Okay, can we hold it, sir? You have less than 2 minutes to answer all these questions combined together.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. Let me start with the man that talked about the Uber man that said Federal Road Safety Corp arrests only private. But unfortunately, as Uber driver is not a private driver, he's a commercial driver.
Okay.
And secondly, his submission is not outrightly true.
Okay.
I arrested 59,400 offenders last year,
okay.
2021.
Yes.
And about 47% of them were commercial drivers.
Okay.
And if you come to my premises now, you see yellow buses, you see all sorts of vehicles. So, but when you are affected, you point fingers at the other person.
Yes.
Even while we're on their road and we start to arrest someone, you will say, what of the other man going? And enforcement is never done like that. You can't capture everybody at the same time. So that's how to attend to that. And while we you say over 1 headlamp at night is an information that we work on regular basis. Like I say, is intelligence patrol. When we receive information about a particular line of offense or infraction, we try to intervene accordingly. Okay. Because you agree with me that FRSC, because of security, we limit our operations until late at night. So what we do mostly,
only delivery that does the work.
What we do mostly is to do rescue at night when we know there's a crash and we need how to. And most time we also go with security agencies to protect our men, just to secure lives. For searching of vehicle papers, FRSC will not outrightly go out to start requesting for papers. We don't request for vehicle papers. Vehicle paper is as a result of an infraction that has been committed.
Okay, sorry. Put this again.
FRSC will not go out solely to request for your vehicle documents.
Okay, let me ask you this way. Is it therefore not a common practice that FRSC will bring their vehicle here, park here, every vehicle coming, which they stop, the first thing they do is, let's see your papers?
Do you know why? If you have committed an infraction and it's confirmed, I just mentioned that we spent about 34 years on this job, and we've understood the psyche of an average road user. You can spend 5 hours on the road asking for somebody's driver's license, one person, and the person will resist because he feels an offense has been established. So day in, day out, people try to, moderate and bring about new strategy of operation. I spoke at length about intelligence approach to everything. When you see an offender that failed to use seatbelt, is cited, and from afar citing you, he quickly engage the seatbelt, but it's already cited that he only did that because infraction has been established. When it's parked, the first question you ask, are you a driver at all, sir? The smart one will resist. Say, yes, I'm a driver. And the one that are not too sensitive will say, yes, I'm a driver. He will just place his driver's license and hand over to you and say, sir, I just confirmed that you are driving without a seatbelt. They got engaged and is given a ticket. In addition to that, you are expected to submit your vehicle papers. If it's still valid, if it's not valid, or if it's expired, it's rejected. And where you don't have these two, your vehicle is impounded until your fines is paid.
Okay, tell us quickly, which particulars about the vehicle is an FRSC officer supposed to ask in any action?
Ours is very simple.
Yes.
Your driver's license, your vehicle paper, and insurance. That's insurance and roadworthiness.
Okay. The driver's license, roadworthiness, insurance, and the vehicle license.
Yes. They are taken in lieu of your vehicle.
Yes.
So that, yes, your driver's license,
listeners, are you hearing
insurance, roadworthiness, and vehicle papers.
Okay. Thank you. Now, oh my God, time is not really there. We have something on it, don't we?
Yes, we do.
But wait a moment. Sir, I want to be educated for my own comfort.
Yes.
The FRSC issues driver's licenses. Because if you want your driver's license, you are directed to the offices, either your head office at Tugudu or whichever place that your officers are. But I have come to observe that the driving license itself is signed by VIO.
Yes.
What's
FRSC operates in a tripartite when it comes to issuance of driver's license.
Okay. The
tripartite is that we have FRSC, we have VIS, we have the Motor Vehicle Administration.
Motor Vehicle Administration,
yes,
the
the state. The two of them are under the state.
Yes.
So FRSC, the state is a client to FRSC when it comes to production of driver's license. We don't even have any business with members of the public. So the tripartite is when you want to secure driver's license. If it's fresh, you go through driving school.
Okay.
Having gone through driving school, you present yourself to motor vehicle, that's VIS, for proficiency test. Oh, I now know how to drive. Please test me. If it's confirmed that truly you learn how to drive and you are now established, then they will direct you to Motor Vehicle Administration for your payments. The role of FRSC is at the last bus stop where you are captured and all your biodatas and biometrics are taken for record. And after the capturing, you are issued a temporary driver's license. And in a few weeks' time or days, your original license comes.
Okay,
and we don't issue the license to you because you are not our customer. Our customer is the state. That's why the driver's license gets back to the states.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. I have benefited from this question. Adu, can you bring tweets? Whatever we have.
Okay, so a number of them still talking about the conduct of some of the men. Comfort says...
and that will be on ending.
I saw an unprofessional scene by some officers along Okota Ago, where your officer, according to him, smashed and broke the side mirror of a pickup truck in the process of trying to stop it. Is that part of your training? Okay. Obviously not.
Go to
Olatunji Michael Olusegun says, some operational vehicles of the Road Safety Corp park on the roads and cause traffic in the process of trying to carry out their activities. Commander, please take note of this.
Okay.
And lastly, still talking about some of your men, sir, Oluwemimon says, please, why is it that your men along Aton, Ogun State, Aton, okay, give commuter drivers booking number at the rate of 200 naira? Commuter drivers booking number.
At the rate of 200 naira.
200 naira?
Please,
we don't have any offense that is 200 naira. I
didn't want to say it because I'm not
except is payment of custody. If your vehicle is kept maybe overnight, that's within 24 hours, you are expected to move your vehicle after payment. So you pay custody.
And how much would that be?
Is 200 naira. It depends on I think saloons are 200 naira and the articulated vehicles are 500 naira. Okay. And you pay to the government. All these questions that I've received, I've not had anyone indict members of the public for assault and aggression.
No, you expect to come here to see us indicting ourselves?
No, when you say aggression, most these people they have blood and water running in their veins too.
Yes.
And they are being attacked. One happened yesterday when I was called. The boy, in the course of being stopped for making call while driving, almost ran down the entire team. Emotion will always come. We always train our boys that under any provocation, they should calm themselves.
They are human beings, of
but
course.
Naturally at times, when you want to kill me, will I allow you to kill me so that do I want to live and still do the work to another day? But nobody will talk about the level of aggression. Nobody will talk about the level of assault. We have 3 major functions we perform. We do rescue. We remove obstruction. We also do enforcement. When I'm doing rescue, when I'm controlling traffic, when I'm removing obstructions for you to pass, you celebrate me. But when I turn around to arrest you for an infraction, you forget all the good ones I've done. And you start looking for all the faults all over the world to say this is what has been done. So we moderate activities of our men, we control them, we give them capacity building for them to do what is right. Yeah. When we talk of professionalism, we are well trained.
Okay, Mr. Ogungbemide, for today, that's the best we can take.
Thank you very much.
Again, I return back to the genesis of the matter, living the Escodos, where we are living it now. That I must appreciate you. I must thank you for the response, positive response you've given to my invitation to be here. And of course, my names are Godwin Itakiwebu. My name is Godwin Itakiwebu, known as the Guru on Air. You've never heard me say my name is Oliver Twist. But should I come back to inviting you again, please be prepared to respond, because it's because the only opportunity that the public and you come to the same market to exchange ideas. Most of them are speaking from the depth of their heart.
Yes.
What is not even right, because of the situation where they countered it, will make them, but now you are explaining is better. Please, before you go, a phone number, not your number, please. A phone number through which you can be reached in case some people want to reach you, because, like as we agree, there are bad people in both sides of this organization.
Well, if it has to do with the entire nation, you can call toll free 122. That one will hit our server at Abuja, and they will reach out to any member. And for Lagos, call 080.
Please let me put it there.
77690. 201.
Are you not too fast? You are talking to
080
who are motor driver.
080 77 690 201.
690-201. You got it?
Yes, sir. 776900201.
That's good. So I must appreciate my guest, and you have opportunity, but let me put it on record again, as I would always do. Please, if you have your problem with FRSC, don't call on me. That the guru come, don't call on me, because I'm not under the employment. Now the gap sit in my front here, so he knows that he has not given me uniform, nor do I have any number. So don't call on me. It is for that reason that we put this number. So please call, but make things easier for yourself, because if you obey the law, infraction will not be found against you. And if your infraction is found against you, go and answer to it. If you do that, don't think that it is always that you can offer bribe and it take you.
Especially for this season, so, if there's a crash, please call that number.
So,
but if there's an infraction, don't call the number.
Now, that is for that. Adu.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for taking me on a very safety flight. Because like you handle the equipment very, very well. So I know we are landing in a few minutes time. I'm very, very successful. Fenomi, thank you for your camera, which I appreciate. My daughter, thank you very, very much. God bless you. You grow. And once again, Mr. Olusegun Ogungbemide, we are really very, very grateful. And I secure your promise that in case if the people, not me, if the people need you again, you will come.
I will always be there, sir.
Oh, thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
On that note, let me leave this information with you. You can follow me on Twitter at Godwin_Buebu, at Godwin_Buebu. Buebu is spelled as Buebu. Then Facebook is Godwin Etaki Buebu. Then there is a page I created on Facebook for discussions like this, which is called Vetra Column. The V of the Vetra is capital letter. The C of the column is capital letter. There you can follow me on my website, which is www.godwintheguru.com. www.godwintheguru.com. There you can go to my YouTube channel, Godwin the Guru, and every other discussion, like part of what we just mentioned earlier on before we came into the proper show. They are all there in the channel. They are there. So go there and download and know what is happening to you in Nigeria and many other things. Until Monday again, where we shall meet on topical issues like that, please keep yourself out of trouble. Bye-bye.